Hello everyone, Mitch here from 506 Side-by-Side and ATV, and today you can tell it's winter time here in New Brunswick. So I'm here today to show you how I enclose my side-by-side, how I heat my side-by-side, so we can stay a little more comfortable while we're winter riding on our local trails. So starting off, you'll notice I have these panels on the front of my machine. These are a canvas type panel with a plastic insert. They are from a company called Shy Bull Fam Canvas. They're out of Florida. Great people to deal with, great customer service. I've had their panels on this machine and my last machine. They come with ball bungees to put around the roll bars to these grommets here. But what I've done, and I found better in my opinion, is I use zip ties just to keep some of the stretch out of the ball bungees. The zip ties stay nice and tight. And what I'll do is I'll duct tape the leading edge just so wind doesn't get underneath and suck inside. They're a great value for what they are. For all I need, this is great. They're even good in the rain, like in the summertime. If you want to throw them on quickly, they're super easy to install. Like 5 minutes, you can have them on. And what I do is I just zip tie them all the way around, except for the bottom one here. So it leaves me enough room that I can get in and out like this. Pretty easy to get in and out. I do like these. I would recommend that you check these out, especially if you're looking for a budget-friendly item to enclose the front of your side-by-side. And we do have a discount code available through 506 Side-by-Side for Shy Bull Fam Canvas panels. I'll put the discount code on the screen here. It's 506 Side-by-Side 10%. And that'll save you a few dollars if you're trying to get some of these for yourself. And it lets them know that we're telling people about them, and we appreciate them hooking us up with these panels at a great deal. Coming around to the back of the side-by-side now, I used to have a canvas type panel for the back window, for the mid window I should say. It's got pretty raggedy over the last few years, so I've decided to build my own out of plywood. This is 1/2-inch plywood, and I'm not a carpenter, so I just did the best I could. You know, straight edges, left room that you can put your hand in here and open the door still. Plexiglass window. Painted it all black to match and kind of not stick out like plywood would. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Also, I've built a box in the back here out of the same fashion, plywood. That's to enclose my diesel heater. That's how I heat my side-by-side. So for the diesel heater, essentially I've just built a simple plywood box. It's got a cutout on the side here with a plexiglass window so I can see the fuel gauge on the side of the diesel heater. It's got a vent right here for fresh air on the opposite side of the exhaust. Simple little turn latch. A hinged top so I can take the heater in and out with ease. And I can get in there and keep my heater out of the elements because snow dust comes up in here, rain, etc., dirt, dust. That just keeps it out of the elements. It'll last a lot longer. And hopefully it doesn't suck in any snow and stuff in the vent. That's my thinking behind the box, just to keep things a little nicer, because last year I just kind of threw it in here and threw a ratchet strap over it. Didn't look as nice. So it's pretty simple for the outside. I've got the power running from the heater up along the roll bar, tucked out of the way, directly to the battery, so that when you shut the machine off, the heater can stay running when you're at the shelters or you're stopped having lunch, whatever. You don't have to shut the heater off every time you stop. Just leave it running all day. In previous years before, I've hooked up the diesel heater with a 12-volt cigarette lighter into the cigarette lighter plug in the box of the Honda Pioneer, and it worked good. But when you shut the machine off, you would lose power to the heater, so you had to remember to shut the heater down a few minutes before you stop so it could do its cool down, etc. These diesel heaters are very picky with that, so it's just best if you can let it run. They don't use a lot of fuel. This diesel heater setup is very good on fuel. It takes about 3 liters of diesel fuel to fill the tank, and on average that gets you anywhere from 10 to 12 hours worth of heat on high. So if you carry a little 5-liter jug full of diesel fuel as well, you should be good for many more hours. Here's the inside shot of my do-it-yourself back mid-panel made out of plywood. You see my plexiglass and my plywood. I've made a little shelf here And it's nice that you could set stuff up here. You can put a blanket up here for some extra insulation, whatever. Got a little light. Also got the carbon monoxide alarm in case something goes wrong with the diesel heater. Better be safe than sorry. Don't want to get gassed out in here and die. So I've got that. And I think it's a great fit just for a do-it-yourself carpentry project. There's some old plywood and some 2x4s and screws, stuff I had laying around, mostly all used materials. I think it looks pretty great for what I had to work with, and my skills with carpentry are not the greatest. Here's a good shot of how it comes into the cab. You can see where my 90-degree bend comes up over the roll bar here, into another small bend, into a rigid piece of 3-inch, to a T, and I've got a 90-degree bend on either side of the T, so you can turn it towards the passenger or turn it towards the window, whatever you like. Works good, looks better than that flexible dryer hose bouncing around up there, whatever. This rigid stuff seems to be a little nicer. After doing a little testing and trail riding with this setup, I find the heater works great. No issues with the heater. You don't have to worry about it shutting off. I just try to keep it full at all times. When it gets down to about half a tank or so, I top it back up, just in case the sloshing might affect something in the fuel tank. I don't think it will, but just to be safe, that's what I do. Keep it topped up. The plywood looks good. There is a little bit of squeaking where the plywood touches some of the metal. I might address that with some rubber insulation or some foam or something. As far as air leaks, this is good. I do notice I get a few air leaks through the factory cab here around the door and stuff that could be all addressed around the shifter, around the steering column. A lot of air comes through there, so generally I'll just throw a blanket or a towel kind of across the dash, across the shifters. Seems to solve the issue for now, until I can come up with a more permanent solution, maybe some shift boots or something along those lines. But for a do-it-yourself project that cost me very little because I used used materials, I think it turned out pretty good. Better than previous years or my previous video where I showed my diesel heater just ratchet strapped in the back of the bed here, getting covered in snow. This should be quite an upgrade. Should keep us warmer, should keep the life of my diesel heater longer out of the elements. And for all I do for winter riding, this will be great until I can afford to get an enclosed HVAC unit. Maybe Honda will come out with one soon. Please Honda, hit me up, because I would love to try it. Thanks for watching today's video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe if you found this at all interesting or helpful in building your own box. It helps us grow the channel and it's greatly appreciated. I thank you for watching. Have a great day.